In 1995, Toy Story revolutionized animation, creating a world where toys are alive and have their own story.
Hello?
History would repeat itself in 2012 with Wreck-It Ralph, now telling the video game's character's story.
It starts to feel hard to love your job
I can fix it!
when no one else seems to like you for doing it.
But you must have asked yourself, why didn't anyone do something like that all that time? Well, in 1999, Lawrence Kasanoff and Joshua Wexler created the initial concept for Foodfight. They'd make a story with supermarket products which would lead to many ethical and philosophical questions.
My plan hasn't worked. You've been joking. Goodbye.
So they settled for the mascots representing the brand. The release was supposed to be in 2003, but in the end of 2002, Kasanoff registered the hard drives with the unfinished movie stolen. 9 years later, with the talent of that guy from Whose Line Is It Anyways, A Desperate Housewife, Lizzie McGuire,
I mean, nothing could be more superficial, demeaning, and shallow.
and the Adonis descendant with tiger blood who's always winning.
I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much.
Foodfight had a microscopic release in the United Kingdom less than 4 months before Wreck-It Ralph. And this is what they did with the viewers. The first thing you notice right off the bat is that the opening looks like one of those sketch shows from the 90s, thrown together with no effort to make a half-an-hour show. In fact, no effort is something you think a lot when watching this movie, right from the start. No effort in the script, since this guy couldn't possibly handle this whole market alone. No effort to draw arms, unless he's related to Popeye. No effort to clean himself. Or maybe to think that no one walks like this if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. No effort to avoid redundancy. 43 seconds. Not a minute in and you can see the reason for all the problems in this movie. No, bravo! Bravo!
I better get out of here before people ask how I drive with my legs like this.
Then we discover that by the magic of nightfall, the market of Marketropolis of marketable marketness becomes a city. Good thing the products are arranged like buildings, right? Though, isn't that also dangerous? Mommy! Look at that, they even have a helix-shaped ad. Never saw one of those. But good thing they do, or we wouldn't have Moulin Rouge. And in the city live strange characters in bizarre situations that make them all want it all to end. And even Kung Fu masters flee from the camera.
It's my life. And the body starts jumping when we all come out.
Forgettable pop song for presentation, and this is the quality you can expect.
Store closed! Party time! Nothing gonna stand in the way about this.
And this will be your reaction. We are then introduced to the hero, Dax, who's waiting for the camera to say an impactful phrase.
Listen up, fat cat burglar.
Wait. Fat cat burglar? Oh, he stole cats, and he's a burglar. Ha 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 ha. But if cats hunt for rats, wouldn't he be a good guy for stealing from people oppressing his kind? A robbing rat, if you will. And how are these cats smaller than him? Do they even have bodies? 'Cause they'd probably not fit in that basket. Or maybe the script actually thinks he's a cat. They think dogs eat raisins and that these are hamsters. Maybe crossed with Egyptian cats. Dax pops the balloon because there was no advertising in it, and flies through the air like he's standing. His best friend, a squirrel who has ocular diarrhea, and they actually show other characters crying, he's the only one who cries brown. In fact, his tears are almost like sewer water. Well, he is made of chocolate, which makes him move like he has a sugar high through the whole movie. And makes him have diarrhea up the eyeballs, of course. He is there so Wayne Brady can make bad jokes and expose the hero's situation.
Sunshine's
gone, bro. We gotta accept it.
Check, but you might want to take a look at this first.
Daytime? No one has ever done that. Are you crazy?
But he doesn't deserve attention enough to be drawn hugging the hero correctly.
Sunshine, over here!
The chocolate chip gets nailed on the head with a rotten melon and... What is that? The Catwoman is being surrounded by demon children! They are the villains, right? No, they're going away. No, they're spirits! See how this melon can be seen as if one of them didn't exist. Well, she couldn't see them anyways because she's blind. Yeah, it may not look like it here because she's kinda looking towards Dex. Or his shoulder. But after looking up at the end of the sequence, she never looks at anything anymore. Except the pretty clouds. In a market. Even fighting, she only thinks about the clouds and playing the piano.
Hit the road, Jack.
By the way, what are those marks? Is she related to Naruto? Or is it just because she's a cat? Cats have whiskers, and I don't want to see a woman with something like a mustache, no. But is that the reason? Or are cats fans of Naruto? She doesn't even have cat ears on the box she's holding or on the brand's ad.
My Mr. Dogtective.
Oh, and get used to Dogtective, that's his official title.
Dex Dogtective is back in the house.
I don't know what that means. Maybe the city defenders have to be dogs? Or did they put a dog just because Indiana was the Jonas's dog's name?
Like Indiana. We named the dog Indiana.
So many questions. I have to stop asking or this video will never end. They have a romantic dinner with ice cream for dessert.
Alright, your table's ready. We've got caviar, fillets mignons, and an outstanding array of fruits and vegetables. Stay away from the Brussels sprouts. And forget about it. For dessert, we got...
Ice cream, my favorite.
Why is the dessert there from the start? How do they get chairs their size? Why does she smell the ice cream? Why does she take it with her fingers? And why does he look like that when she offers him a lick?
You want a lick?
Yes. No.
That besides all the questions just on this frame. By the end of the scene, the secretless and brainless squirrel who can draw like this...
Of us! That's so cute!
Can't make a loop-de-loop, and the blind, stunningly dumb for having no personality girl leaves for a second just to check on him. For 6 months. You soon find out that the plastic cowboy who runs the store isn't the character walking the strangers in the story.
May I help you?
You must be Leonard, the manager. I'm your new Brand X representative.
Christopher Lloyd?
A corporate picked your store to test the new Brand X detergent with Alexa.
Christopher Lloyd? You really did spend all your fortune in that DeLorean, didn't you? I would get it if the evil brand was something just out there to be a joke, like Maleficent, your horns will shine in the green light. Or if it was a parody, M&M's melts your mouth and your hand. But who would just buy Brand X? Besides him! It just so happens that while Toy Story had a perfect balance between story and commercial viability, it isn't all that easy to have said balance, so the vast majority of people have to choose between focusing on the story and focusing on the commercial aspect. Guess which they chose! To the point that the real mascots get more focus than the main characters. Many people actually criticize Wreck-It Ralph for not having the famous characters for long, but most people let it slide because it was for the story. Well, back to this mess. This guy pushes the store manager into accepting his products. I don't know how, he can barely walk. Push him over, he'll fall and break his head open. In fact, if it is just for having power over the market, why not open his own? One guy keeps this one by himself, and they are free people, so they could build a huge-ass market next to this one. A super mega ultra market of marvelous marketable merchandise. Night falls, the owner hits the card again, because that's like a regular passing of time here. Is it 9 already? The movie tries to establish some character for the main dude, but the screenwriter's best friend wakes you up from that dream.
Dex, up and at him! Wake up, buddy! Wake up! Hey, pal, you kept this place running smooth as a smoothie, and all of us safe. Just look at all these articles talking about all the millions of cases you solved.
Oh, yeah?
Millions. Nope. 500. He could have solved some more cases, but wouldn't he have 1,000 around here? The dialogues get so dumb that the characters decide just to make stupid gestures for the audience. I'll wait a little and mime what I'm about to do. I'll break my wrist. Dex has a scene in which we see a weasel shaking down one of his clients. He offers some products and Dex decides to represent the audience. You despise me, don't you? Yes! And then Dex goes off to his club. And this scene is worth a penguin. There he sees people swimming on land, and the movie literally stops following the main character to dignify the real mascots. Except this guy.
At the table, the rubber stuck in the bun. It's so disgusting.
Got milk?
Do I look like the Dairy Queen to you? And besides, haven't you had enough?
It sure does a body good.
Wait. Milk is alcohol in this world? And he's a drunk? You showed him chug in the office, but how do you know that's alcohol? And aside from the squirrel saying he's bad, which seems to be about the depression and the dream, it doesn't change his behavior. So how would you know that he had had too much to drink? That's it. This one time he swirls his drink, maybe in honor of Carmen Miranda here, and then nothing.
You better go easy on the potato juice before you get chip-faced.
Chip-faced. I don't think I gotta explain this, do I? We are introduced to the character they thought would replace Jessica Rabbit. Nope. She wiggles her way to Dax like she's from One Piece, tries to seduce Dax with her perfume to the point of making his eyebrows change color, then has eye movements that make sense for the first time in the entire movie because he feels threatened, but this conflict is actually interesting. So the captain has to come in with one good pirate joke.
There be something dirty about this detergent.
Create a fight between Salted and Sugary, turn into Sonic, say the movie's name, turn her into the Tasmanian Devil, and show you this. Oh, and it ends with this.
Come on, baby. Dance your man. Melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Followed by this.
What can I say? Chicks dig chocolate.
Schoolgirl costume for adults, thighs breaking off the hips for the kids' nightmares. Then they show your kids that their new imaginary friends can die. Make something up that if one of them dies, the product spoils, which was supposed to be sad, but here it looks like a diarrhea waterfall. Besides the fact that no one said they created the buildings. In fact, didn't they say the products were the buildings? Mommy! Wait, how did these trucks get here? Are you telling me the mascot controls the whole brand, even the distribution? And the representative still has to convince the store owner, so why do they have to kill the Ikes? And if they are brands, are there Ikes in every supermarket? So if the guy buys more chips, the captain would be back, right? Besides all that, this market owner who values his product so much is literally giving space to a brand that doesn't value his products. Nothing in this plot makes sense! And they still plagiarize, etc. Fuck with Indiana Jones for this? And with Casablanca too?
Play it.
Woody's a cowboy, Buzz is a space ranger, so our character will be a Humphrey Bogart adventurer. And since we're photocopying the movie, the enemy should be Nazis, but Nazis with advanced technology. From a galaxy far, far away, but that use burning washing machines as traps, march like idiots, and focus so much in making an axe they don't see their enemies.
Oh, come on, that's funny.
On top of that, let's have a bat hitting on the squirrel to sexualize things even more and make gays stereotypical. Or blacks. Or vampires, I don't know. And a character that's every stereotype of Jewish put together. Let's put in many scenes that make no sense, like this flying bottle because... script. A space as big as the whole city, but that is in one fridge in one side of one aisle, and the character comes off on the other side. because it's a 2-door fridge, and a Nike from IBM because they were the only computer company stupid enough to let themselves be associated with this. And that's not typing, and that's not a keyboard, and if you access the computer only through her, why are you doing this? All these scenes just after the cart is hit again. But all of that doesn't compare to the villain. I'm a plastic doll unrealistically attractive. I have less waist than Barbie. She makes hate speeches, and maybe the only character consistently funny in the whole movie shows up. And then they start a war that's a third of the movie. A third! Including ketchup cannons being set up again, and, I didn't edit this, taking 27 seconds to fire. All for that old ketchup bottle needs to be hit joke. This is a Brazilian TV show doing the same joke, much funnier, much quicker, from decades ago.
Esse pessoal de gravadora, rapaz, eles pegam os cantores e...
Not even the poor general could save this war in which he's forced to stop so they can hit him with pies. But he's still funny, even if a pie can take out all of the right of the screen and another hits just his face. And then he's not funny anymore. Vagina jets!
Exobites fly!
Pudding and strudel is what I think about, that and myself.
Fry their eggs!
Okay, the General is still the funniest character in the movie. Especially because his goal is the same as General Rad's.
Lady X promised she would make me tall and thin!
Anyways, the hero has a ridiculous plan involving portable clouds or something. Aluminum foil, it's aluminum foil. They cause an electrical storm with cables making lightning ricochet around instead of being absorbed by the very lightning rods they put in, and the blind cat is saved.
I thought that only worked in movies.
Raisins, ducks!
Oh.
So Dex has a friend who needs saving. They pretend the penguin was hit by an exobite, which is a lie.
No!
So Dan can redeem himself. They pretend the only way to save Ren and Stimpy here is with the maneuver he was never able to do, which is a lie.
Yes, kitten. The loop-de-loop. He's never pulled it off.
And this building waits until he does that for 45 seconds, which is a lie. What, were the lightning bolts welding the beams together so it wouldn't fall?
You see, I never studied law.
Lloyd Ex Machina appears, running from the most terrifying thing on this movie.
No, Larry, I am not buying that for you!
But it's actually a mecha piloted by Lady X. Why didn't she do this before? And full of herself, for losing her whole army and machines, she decides to tell that nobody liked her because she was ugly.
But you were recalled. And butt ugly.
Could it be that this movie has a point? She's destroying because society mistreated her, and we should work to improve humanity and have neighbors instead of rivals.
Quick trip to Brazil for a little plastic surgery, and then back for my revenge.
Nope, she had surgery in Brazil and thinks she's the shit. Okay, I know we have some good people in advertisement here, but you're more likely to find a good imaginary surgeon at Foster's. And she could capture the cat and control the company because...
Humans! When you look like this, you can get them to do anything.
So the owners of the company were just a bunch of geeks.
But enough about me. Let's kill you!
Okay, that's fine. After taking a whole second to put her hand on the floor, they make it up that Dax can't fight women. He takes the same kick twice. She becomes Catwoman, and the fight stops for stupid comments, and for her claws to disappear. And then Sunshine shows up to box looking at the sky, and she goes back to being ugly. Just like that. Perfect time to point and laugh.
Look at you! Sunshine Chip slapped her back to ugly.
Gross!
Also, Kung Fu had a whole bunch of warriors in the start of this flick. And look at this guy, he looks like he could contribute to this fight with his abdominal sternum. The other acts always had the majority, and if they weren't stuck to the script, they could win this in like 5 minutes. It might even make a much better short. End of the day, I thought the other enemy dude was funny once or twice.
Well, this isn't very much fun, is it? I think I just wet myself. It feels rather nice. Oh,
See, funny.
could just kill you. That would be lots of fun.
Kind of amusing.
More fun than a spanking.
Wait!
Okay, too much. Or was the weasel?
Speaking of clean, might I interest you in a toothbrush?
But this just scared me.
Seems to be searching for the flying squirrel.
At least they were more expressive. Even more than the main character. Why? Well, remember I said the original hard drive was stolen? Production started over in 2004, but the producer decided to change from a Looney Tunes stretchy style to motion capture. These characters are still like they were on the trailer, so I assume they either weren't stolen or the animators thought they couldn't change their style. The others, on the other hand, got these exaggerated movements to try to have a cartoony effect. And they don't. We could have had Chester Cheetah, a furry tail, and eyes that react. But we have a cacophony of ideas that could be good and aren't explored. And this.
No, Larry, I am not buying that for you!
In a nutshell, this is what this movie can do to you.
Try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much. So, it's...
That aside, the Great Demon Emperor still plans to conquer Japan and the world! Working at McDonald's, and on his diabolical mission, he lends his umbrella to a girl on his way to work. Hey, it's Ralph from Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies, come true.